Well, there we are live on Facebook. That means we're up on YouTube as well. It's currently 8:28. We're going to gog ourselves in at 8:30. Here's the Casper boy. He wants to come up and say hi. Look at that face. What a fishy doggy. That's a face. That's a face. He's a good boy. And he's happy to be here with you this morning. I'm happy to be here with you this morning. Let me know where you are. Happy holy days. Here we're getting ready to roll. T-minus 1 minute. Now you stay. We're going to gong ourselves in for a second. So today's title, if you saw the poster, is Mellow for the Holidays. I think we could afford that, eh? Good morning, Candace from Palm Desert. Nice to see you this morning. We are getting ready to roll here. 1 minute, half a minute or so, we're gong ourselves in. It's coffee with Casper time. Casper's over here getting his chest scratched. Okay, that's enough now. Lie down. Good boy. Good boy. Cute face. Okie dokie. Looks like about 10 seconds or so. There's 8:30. Good morning. Let me know where you are, where you're checking in from. We're glad you're here. We're on Facebook and YouTube. I'm Harry Morgan Moses. This is Coffee with Casper. We're going to ring the gong and take a big deep breath and then let out the sound of awe. And then when we let out the sound of awe, we want to relax the shoulders and come into our body. Good morning from Moore Park, Reverend Tricia. Good to see you this morning. All right, here we go. Big deep breath in. Relaxing the shoulders. Just letting go and allow this 20 minutes to just be what it is. Today we're just kind of tell some stories and bring people up to speed, remind some stuff about what we already know. Good morning from San Clemente, Arlen. Nice to see you this morning. All right, another big deep breath in. And then let this breath float up into your heart center. And become very present to this moment now. Well, we are here in Topanga. It's a big project. Southern California Edison is burying. Aloha from Honolulu, and nice to see you this morning. They're burying power lines, obviously to prevent further worry over fire dangers, and that's creating a lot of noise outside. So that reason we are inside, enjoying the nice warm temperature in here, and it's still cool and sunny here in Southern California, and we're still having weird winds, but as we know, the weather is moving around. That's part of what's happening. So here we go. I want to begin today sort of by telling a story. I kind of wish I had an ugly Christmas sweater, but I don't have any ugly Christmas sweaters, because this would be a good ugly Christmas sweater story to tell. And this is the story about the photographer who heard about the 7 wonders of the Himalayas. And he wanted to go take a picture. We're up on YouTube. That's great. We're glad you're here. He wanted to go take pictures of each of the 7 wonders. But he had a deadline, and the deadline was only 8 days away. So he had a week to get all of these pictures of the 7 wonders. So he goes to a base camp at the Himalayas where there's llamas and Sherpas and everybody to take you on these adventures. And he tells he asks who's the best Sherpa there is, and he finds the best Sherpa, and he asks the best Sherpa, he says, I understand that it takes a minimum of 10 days to see the 7 wonders of the Himalayas. And the Sherpa said, oh yes, it takes a minimum of 10 days. He says, well, I have a deadline. I need to get these photographs of each of the 7 wonders, and I need to do it in 7 days. And the Sherpa said, oh, no, we can't do it in 7 days. And he says, well, this is what I need to do. So whatever it is you normally get paid, I'll pay you double what I usually whatever you usually receive. And the Sherpa said, you can't see the 7 wonders in 7 days. You need 10 days. He says, all right, I'll pay you 2.5 times. Just see who you can find. Let's see if we can get some Sherpas and some llamas and pack this photography gear up and head out for the 7 days. And so the Sherpa says, well, I don't think so, but okay. And he goes to find, there's Dolly behind me there. He goes to find, the head Sherpa goes to find Sherpas that will go. And so they all are intrigued by the tremendous amount of money that they'll make from this adventure. And so they offer the head Sherpa, they say, well, we'll try. And so off they go, the photographer and the head Sherpa and all the Sherpas and all the llamas, and they go off to take pictures of the 7 wonders of the Himalayas. And then, they go the first day, they make it to one, they go the second day, they make it to another, they go the third day, they make it to another, they go the fourth day, they make it to another. They only have 3 left to go, and they're leaving the 4th wonder of the Himalayas, having gotten pictures, and they're headed out the trail. And all of a sudden, after about an hour and a half out on the trail, the Sherpas all stop and they sit down. And the photographer is freaking out, says, "Good morning, Paul from Studio City." The Sherpa says, the photographer says, "Oh my God," he talks to the head Sherpa, "what is everybody stopping? We have to go. We have three more to go. We have to keep going." And the Sherpa says, "Well, the other Sherpas won't move. They're just sitting there." He said, "Well, go and tell them I'll pay them 3 times what they usually make." And he goes and talks to the other Sherpas, and they're still sitting on the rocks, and they're not moving. And the photographer says, all right, I'll pay them 4 times whatever they usually get to do this trek. We need to get these other 3 photographs. We got to get moving. So the head Sherpa goes back, and he talks to the other Sherpas, and he comes back. He says, they are not going to move. They need a day to sit. And the photographer says, "What are you talking about? I'm paying 4 times the amount to get the 7 wonders in 7 days. We've got 3 more pictures to go. Everybody's got to get up and move." And the head Sherpa says, "Well, they're not going to move. They're sitting there, and what they tell me is they're waiting for their soul to catch up with them." And so this week, as I've been thinking about what we'd share on Coffee with Casper, is we have been, in the United States, we have been through an 8-year political battle. It ended in the election last year. Some got their way, some didn't get their way. But the bottom line is that the inundation that we got with polarity points of view, that they were on the newses, they were in the newspapers, they were on the cables, they were on the networks. It was everywhere, this political division and this fear-mongering about what would happen if one side won or the other side didn't win, and so on and so forth. And what we've seen in the physical newspapers is that the audience on the side that lost, on the network shows and the cable shows, is down almost 30%. And I say that's because everybody's exhausted, and they need to stop and let their soul catch up with them. And that's what we need to do. That's why we put a poster out yesterday. Thank you, Candace. We put a poster out yesterday about today's Coffee with Casper that says "Mellow for the Holidays," which basically means that you and I, as light workers, need to slow down and listen to the rhythm of our soul and find our way back to a place of peace where we can be a commanding presence for peace in the world. Not only in the consciousness of your town or your city or your state or your nation but indeed in the world. Light workers, the job, we've talked about this for a long time, the job of transforming the race consciousness from eons of separation and miscreations takes a long time. And as Martin Luther King said a long time ago, darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. So we as light workers are left in this place. Good morning, Pam. Nice to see you. Good morning, Carol from Southern California. We as light workers now need to hold the light, to be a place, a commanding presence for peace, and invite that peace into our lives. And even as we add the joy of the holidays and also the burdens of the holidays, which often leads to chaos and full schedules and trying to get everybody coordinated together to be in a place of love. It's a challenging time in these times when there's so much division going on. And so we need to be the place of light in the world. And so what's been going through my mind as I realize that we're like the Sherpas, we need time to sit on the rock, to breathe in the air, and to let our souls catch up. And indeed, listen to the music of our souls. It's one of the songs when I was a teenager that became a #1 hit was a song by the Doobie Brothers called Listen to the Music. And it's interesting, if you Google Listen to the Music, that's the first song that comes up. So boy, they captured a line, listen to the music. And the opening verse of the song is, what the people need is a way to make them smile. It ain't so hard to do if you know how. You got to get a message, and you got to get it on through. Now, you and I have learned, as light workers in the world, that there's only one life. That life force is the same life force in every human being. And that indeed, Meister Eckhart was correct in the 12th century, the 13th century mystic, who said, the only begotten is begetting itself in me now. The idea that the awakening of the Christ consciousness, the awakening of the Buddha consciousness, the awakening of enlightenment in the world happens one soul at a time, and it happens by us listening to the music of our soul. We do not have to take responsibility for transforming the entire race consciousness. We have to take the responsibility for being a light in the world. And as we know, this year, 3 of these holidays all begin on the 21st. We're just a few days, the 25th. We're just a few days now from the winter solstice. Probably one of the deepest purging times in the consciousness of the race so far. That's why there's so much tumult in the world. And it's all coming up that it may be dissolved and returned to love. But as Martin Luther King said, darkness cannot drive out darkness. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can drive out hate, and only light can drive out darkness. So who's left with the responsibility to be the place of light in the world? And the answer is those of us who are aware that the I am presence in me is the same I am presence in you. The life force that causes heartbeats to beat and livers to live and kidneys to kid is the same life force in every person, every race, every color, every creed, every nation, every continent, every way of being. It's all the same life force. One life in, as, and through all creation. Now we know that. And we also know, as Judge Thomas Troward revealed to New Thought metaphysicians in the early 1900s, harmony has to be heaven's first law, because otherwise eternity wouldn't be eternal, and truth wouldn't be eternal truth. And you and I, in this lifetime, through right of consciousness, have stumbled on to the eternal truth that is life itself, that is the life force in me is the life force in you, and therefore, in every nation, in every state, in every religion, in every way of being, in every color, Everybody's the same if you see through the mist into the eternal and changeless reality. And everyone has opportunity to birth this awareness in their own lives. As we shared last week, Ernest Holmes wrote, Christ is the embodiment of the divine sonship, which has come with varying degrees of power to all people in all ages and to every person in some degree. Christ is a universal presence. So if we want to reveal enlightenment in our lives, we have to seek it. We have to ask for it. We have to knock at the door. We have to wait for the door to open. We have to knock again. Ask and seek and knock, that the awareness of the cosmic Christ may enter me in a full and powerful way, that I might be a beacon of peace and wholeness and healing in the world. And you have the capacity to do that just as I do. But you see, the major part of the race consciousness is not doing that. That's not where their attention goes. So when you spiral up to a certain place in the evolution of life where you can see the unity of all life, where you know it must be the truth, then we must be the place that is a commanding presence for peace in the world. This year, on the 25th, we have the solstice, meaning the darkest day of the end of the year passes, and light begins to bloom once again through the winter as we move into spring. Right? What we know is that the Christ consciousness is the birth of infinite possibilities in every soul, and that's happening. What we know is Hanukkah is about the light that wouldn't go out even in the darkest times, and even when it seemed impossible for there to be light. Now, all of those are all converging on the same day, including Kwanzaa, which is the African celebration of the unity of the village, the unity of all of us together, working together to bring forth peace, light, love, joy, harmony, and freedom into the world. We are clarifying our consciousness, and in clarifying our consciousness, we are contributing to the transformation of the race consciousness. And at one point, we will hit critical mass, and critical mass shall reveal the glory of the I Am, as love will guide the planet and peace will steer the stars. This is all about learning to withstand more light, to be more comfortable in the light, to allow that light to move in you and as you and through you, to move through you out into the arena of your experience so that it touches and heals and uplifts and brings forth more light to everybody. And this will not happen without your dedication to it. Every day, in every way, you must seek to be an avenue through which the light of the world is revealed in you and as you and through you. Now, the good news is that brings more and more good into your life. And then we have to expand our capacity to accept that good and to allow that good, and then to allow that good to flow through us into others, so that literally the good multiplies itself around us. Good morning, Loretta. Nice to see you this morning. And David, nice to see you. And Toby, nice to see you. So this is our time to know that we are the right people at the right time to be a place of peace, even through this incredible portal as we move into the second half of this decade that is about the transformation of the consciousness of all humanity in the earth. We have 5 more years of this decade to go, and we're in the second half. We're approaching the second half. We're bringing forth the second half of this outrageous time of transformation. And so you and I, because we know the truth, now we know we've only just begun to knock on the door, to bring forth that awareness, and to bring it into our life in a powerful new way. This is what Ernest Holmes said. The Christ consciousness, the light of the life, the unfettered love of the Creator for the creation is born anew in every priest, rabbi, imam, shaman, minister, seeker, teacher, and practitioner throughout the cosmos. Every church, temple, mosque, and center for spiritual living, the mountains, the deserts, the seashore provide a sanctuary for all who desire the advent, the coming of the Christ, of light, of peace, of harmony, clarity, wholeness, prosperity, balance, and most of all, love. Let us be that place of love in the cosmos in this holy week. Let us be the place, the second verse of Listen to the Music, like a lazy river surrounding castles in the sky and growing bigger and listening for the happy sounds. I've got to let them fly. Let those happy sounds, like a lazy river surrounding the castles of joy in your life, be the place where you can fly, and therefore be a place of peace and harmony and mellow and calm as we move through the holiday season into the new year. I'm Harry Morgan Moses. You're what? Casper, where are you? You're watching Coffee with Casper. In this case, Coffee with Dolly. Here's the Casper boy. We're glad you're here. We'll be back in the second week of the new year. So we invite you to have a great holiday season, a joyous new year into all kinds of new possibilities for good. If you enjoy this video, share it with anybody you know. Tell people about it. We'll be back in mid-January to keep this journey of light workers bonding together, remembering who they are, and carrying light in the world. I'm Harry Morgan Moses. Who you are is something special. Until we meet again, we invite you to go in the light, as the light and with the light. May the long-time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you guide you on your way. Have a joyous holiday season, a fantastic opening of the new year, and we'll see you about mid-January of 2025. Bye for now. Happy holy days. Mellow, let the music ring, and listen to the music of your soul. It's the message that we need to share with the world. Bye for now.